Hello, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're joining us from. My name is Brenda Unu, and I'll be your host on today's program, your favorite talk show, Women's Matters. Now, yes, finally people are seeing us. I had to stop the live the last time because nobody could see us. So welcome. And talking this whole month is dedicated to women. The month of March is dedicated to women because the International Women's Day is March the 8th. And, women, we are fabulous like that. So we're taking the whole month. So all of this month, I shall be having a special series because the theme of the International Women's Day this year is, embracing inclusion, and it's all about empowering women, empowering inclusion, and just helping them to empower women to be able to thrive and do more, and just generally encourage inclusion. So we'll be having that series for the whole of this month, and we'll be taking women in different careers, different walks of life, so that they will share with us what they've been doing, what they're doing, and how we can empower more women in these fields. Today I have with me one of my fabulous friends. She is Grace Edwin-Okoh, and Grace, if you can see me, please send a request. Let us take this. I don't know what's going on with the network today, but we will be able to make it work. Oh, there she is. She's able to join.
Okay, but you're seeing the wrong thing actually.
I'm seeing your reverse side of your camera.
Anyway, I'm trying to get it. Okay, so that's it.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Hi. Same here. Same here.
We made it finally.
In fact, I've had an extremely busy day. I've been all over the place.
I know.
Yeah. And tomorrow is equally times 2 of today.
I know it's amazing how my month has been. In fact, my weeks have been packed since for the past 2 weeks. I had to tell myself that what's really going on. You need to slow down at some point. Don't go and break down. But yes, thank God we caught you. Grace is a very busy woman. Do you have I on my page? Big guest. She's my celebrity friend. I mean, Grace is she's multi-talented. She started as an actress. First of all, as a beauty queen. First of all, then she now entered into acting. Then she now said that I'm tired of all this glitz and everything. Let me go behind the camera. So she's now producing, she's writing, she's creating all sorts of content and giving us wholesome content for our families. And I'm so proud of the work that you do. Grace is a multi award-winning, producer, award-winning actress. As she's winning from all sides of the thing. And I'm like, okay, now, correct, my celebrity friend. I love you so much, and I'm excited to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. And Grace is also part of the team. I think she heads the team that is the brain behind the media team of the House on the Rock. So anytime you're seeing all those their fancy things, all those the experience, all those other things that they do, it's my friend who please look at her very well.
Yeah, and many others.
Yes, absolutely. It's a teamwork, but I know that you do a lot of work there. So well done.
Thank
you. So today
you.
we're talking about women in media. First of all, do you think we even have enough women in media? Do you think that it's a woman's thing, or do you think that it's a man's thing, or do you think that it's like almost 50-50? What do you really think?
So we have more men in media than women. It's a male-dominated environment, male-dominated industry. Before you got the first woman on television in Nigeria, it was in the 1960s, if I remember well. So you see, the nature of the work is so tedious that any woman you see in any position, be it in front of the camera or behind the camera, that woman is doing a whole lot. She's making so many sacrifices to do what she's doing. Because, what we do is time bound. Sometimes, for example, we have this live right now, right?
Yeah.
And I know what it took for me to be here right now, because I could be doing a million other things.
Yeah.
So some of media on television is live most of the time.
Yeah.
So you can't run
You
off to
can't
go do something else.
postpone
You
it.
can't. Unfortunately, the show must go on. So
Yeah.
you have to be, yes, you have to be there. You have to be available, even on the days
True.
you are not interested. You're tired.
You don't
You
feel up
want
to
to
it.
rest.
You have to show
You
up.
have to show up. You just have to show up.
I
Yeah.
mean, I
So
got a bit of the snippet of how hard the work is when people started coming to act in my house. I was like, ha, what are they doing since morning? Hello, no rest, no, and I'm always wondering, like, what is this all that it takes really to put together those movies that we watch for 30 minutes, 1 hour, and we're
yes,
done, and we see the work, and I'm like, oh wow. They're standing almost all day. They're doing
yeah.
take 2, take 3, take 50. And I'm like, it's okay. It's looking okay for me. Move on. And I just wonder, like, it's so much. It's a lot.
Yes, it is. It is. People see the glam side. By the glam side, I mean when we have events or we
Yeah,
have,
awards and
you
all of
know,
those.
yes, or you see people receiving things, gifts, and you're like, oh wow, okay, this is life. But there's a lot of work. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it, and is for everyone in front of the camera and behind camera, any media space. As a matter of fact, even print media as well.
Okay.
You know,
The
for you to
journalist.
be in, yes, for you to be in print media, you have deadlines because the newspaper has to be out the very next
At a
day.
certain time.
Nobody cares.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and it has to go to press. So you must have, I mean, it's a whole lot, writing, reading, proofreading, and all. So anyone working in the media space, trust me, especially women, for us is like double the work because we have to balance our lives as human beings, our lives as wives, mothers in situations where we're married or we're mothers. And then you have to put up appearances. If you are in the media space, there's a lot expected from you. For somebody like me, I'm a very, as much as, okay, I may have been in pageants, modeling, acting and all of that, I am someone who, on a good day, I just want to wear joggers, wear a tank top, and I'm okay. I'm not, I really don't care about wearing makeup and things like that. I just want to
Yeah.
be, yeah, and then I can wear like, sneakers or flats and I'm going to where I'm going to. But you see, there's a lot that comes with that. There are other prices that you have to pay for being in that space. So there are certain places that I cannot go to like
Can't
that. I
go
have to,
just like that.
unfortunately, you have to do the face beats makeup, even though you do not feel like carrying that on your face. You have to just, go through all of that. And yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's worth the sacrifice because, yeah, in most cases, you're changing narratives, transforming lives. People are watching you. People are depending on the things you say, the things you do. Young ones are emulating you. People are seeing almost every part of your life. So,
Yeah, the media is powerful, actually. The media is so powerful, which is why I'm excited about, I have a new drive now to just look for how to get more kingdom minded content into the media space, right? Because media is really powerful. It's one of, the six powerhouses, and
yeah.
it's what drives human life and human behavior.
Mhm.
And the people that are presently driving it now with a lot of money are driving with their own narratives.
Yeah.
So how about we back our narratives and drive
Yeah.
it so that we can, shape culture, because really that's
Yeah.
what media does. Media shapes culture. So I
Yes,
want
it
to
does.
talk to you about, your life before in front of the camera, because like thankfully you've done in front and behind. So
Yeah, I
we'll talk
do.
about, how is it for a woman, in front of the camera, and what can we do to encourage more women to be able to come into that space? What do they need to get? Is there like a training? Do they have to have a
You mean
degree in something? What do they
to
need
be
to
in
do? Yes,
front only,
to be in front
or
of the
both
camera.
ways?
So
To
we're
be
going to
in
start
front
with
or both ways?
in front, and then we'll later talk about the behind. Let's start with in front.
Okay, so I shot a film
So I
in
want to be an
19.
actress now. I want everything. Tell me, what do I need to do to start from? Do I have to go for training? Do I have to, do I
Okay,
have to read
so
something? What do I have to
not
do?
in all cases though. Um, I started my journey as an actor. I stumbled on it. So
Okay.
firstly, I love television so much. I love visual arts. Anything that is audiovisual, I love.
Okay.
So growing up as a child, I could sing all of the adverts on
I
television,
know.
from Joy Girl to Star Lager Beer, just name it. I would sing it, and because I was so into television. And then, of course, all of the soaps, Checkmates, Ripples, Cockra Dawn. Well, I don't know. Maybe now people will guess my age because they'll wonder how.
We can't help it. This is
Yeah.
what it is.
So, all of those content back then, I used to love them so much, but I didn't even know how to, I didn't even think that I would end up becoming an actor. My very first career interest was to be a petrol station attendant.
No way.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, so that's the power of television yet again. So there used to be an ad on television, AP, AP
But be so
Super.
static. Bum, bum,
Part.
everything
Yeah,
is
so you see, at the end of that advert, there's a girl who comes out with a short skirt and she's cleaning and wiping the car. So for me, that was like, oh, this girl is so beautiful. I love this job. I just want to do this. Also, when we go to the fuel station and I see the bulk of money in their
You're
hands, I'm
like,
like,
these people are rich.
they're rich. I want to do this. So until reality struck, and I was told that, behold, that is not a career
That
path to
is
take.
so low on the career ladder.
Yeah, so I I had to bust that dream. Now I stumbled on this career. I I did want to become, when I started understanding what it was to have a career and things. I wanted to become a broadcaster.
Okay.
So I
I like
had the
all
dream,
them Tiana
Kenya,
and Ruth.
Orwell Brown,
Yes, yes, yes.
because they used to wear like the
The best
best clothes on
clothes, they were
NTA
all sharp.
network. Exactly. So that was I'm like, oh wow, and then the way they speak, they were always so eloquent and beautiful. So for me, that was it. So that is yet again the power of vision, the power of television.
Absolutely.
So I really wanted that. So I did try. At that time, I was considering, JAM, trying to go in for mass comm. But I had an uncle then who was telling me, no, why don't you go for law? I tried law. I tried to go for law, but I didn't get it. So I ended up studying English. Now, while in school, I was found out by someone, and he was like, hey, why don't you go for pageants and everything? And then after the pageants, after the modeling, a friend of mine was going for a table read with Zebejiro. Table read being like not an open audition.
Okay.
So I just went with her. She just told me to go with her because she didn't want to go alone. So I went with her. And when I went there, I was asked to read with her. And I was just reading innocently. I didn't even realize that was my audition. I wasn't invited anyways for the audition. So I just helped her to read. And the next thing, Uncle Zeb
They
goes,
gave her the role. They gave you the role and didn't give her.
no,
Please,
she
no.
actually did get the role because
Okay.
we're four lead characters. So my very first acting role was a lead role,
Wow.
and that was a movie called Tears in Heaven, which,
Oh, wow.
as I speak to you today, even up till this morning, people are still sending me. I get videos, I get, from random people. Everybody's just, people are still, this is 25 years later. People are still raving and they're still so crazy about that film and all that. So for me, it was something that happened. It was time and it was chance. So it wasn't like
You went out
planned.
looking for it.
No, I didn't. However, in today's world, it may not happen the way it happened for me. Mine was like a fairy tale.
True.
It was like a dream come true. It was like, hey,
It was like
take
God
it.
ordained.
Exactly, and it happened. And afterwards, the career took off from there. But for today, if you want to go into acting, you probably need to go to a film school, or you'd have to put out things on your social media.
That social media
monologue
is real now.
Yes.
Hey.
So you can put out monologues on your social media. You can you have to watch a lot of films so you understand how actors because you see, the truth is, you may think to yourself, hey, I can do this, I can act. By the time they put a camera in front of you,
and you freeze.
I've had situations where in fact somebody almost passed out. It was so bad. And I was like, I don't get it. This was the same person I was, acting as though he could act. So, so you may have to go to film schools. You may be lucky to go for an audition. There are many auditions out there. So you can go for auditions. You can use your social media, monologues. You can shoot skits, because now even with your cell phone, you can become an actor.
Absolutely.
And now even the skit makers are now being incorporated in
into
films.
Movies. Exactly.
Yes. You can also become a crew member, learn a skill in film, become a crew member, and while you're on set, you start getting opportunities, because most times on set, crew members always end up acting.
When there's a shortage, like you, come, enter.
I mean, for somebody like me, in my films, sometimes not only do my crew members act, almost all my friends and family members have acted in even my mom. There was a day I didn't have a choice. I dragged her. I said, yeah.
Wear clothes, let's go.
Oh, but my husband, everyone, my son, everybody has, everyone. Like once you're around me, I just hijack you, like, hey, just, So it happens like that. So sometimes you may be lucky. Then other times too, like when you do the monologue.
You don't come to carry my children. No, it's all over. We will fight.
Don't worry. I have plans for them. So other times you could also be lucky. You may know someone who's in the industry, and then, like in my case, a number of people have brought people to me. Oh, please help me, help give this person an opportunity. And I actually do. I give a lot of people their first time opportunities. Interestingly, just a few days ago, I don't know if you know Kunle Remi, right? So his very first film was my film.
Wow, really?
Yes, so he acted in my film, his very first film. In fact, his first set of films were films he did with me. And he recently won the Silverbird Man of the Year, and I was congratulating him on social media, and he responded. And I noticed that people were liking the response, and I was wondering why. So I now read what he wrote, and what he wrote was, "My day one," that's me, "my day one," and he referenced the movie Heavy Beauty. So I was like, oh, no wonder. Do you get? But it's good that at least he acknowledges that.
Many people wouldn't.
No, some
many
people
would never acknowledge where they start from. I mean, that really shows the character of the person.
So in his case, Derele Edu brought him to me and said, okay, I should please. And I was like, okay, fine, not a problem. And he's not just the only one. There are a number of people. So in some cases, if you really want to act, and you know somebody who knows somebody in the industry, you can actually get to. Yes, you can. Yeah. So that's another way, really.
That's amazing. I really like that. I was going to ask, as you were speaking, it came to me to say, oh, so if I really want to act, and I like the way that you said nowadays social media has really opened up, because I recall people like Mr. Macaroni, like Real Worry Pekin, how they started out with just their skits on social media, and today they're actually in movies. I remember even Mr. Macaroni saying that he had tried to get into movies before, like nobody gave him a role, nobody gave him a chance.
Yeah, because the industry is not easy.
Yeah, because everybody's trying to make money from their movies, and they're trying to use names to sell their movies. So
Yes.
it's not many people like you who
Although,
give
although
newcomers a
for
chance.
somebody like me, I'm a risk taker.
Yeah.
So a number of my films, I actually do. I really don't care. I put first timers. I give them lead roles the same way I got the opportunity.
Yeah,
And
and that's why I said there are not many people like you, in the industry, which
yeah, I
is
know.
why maybe that's why you're even getting so many, so much, inroads and everything. God is just blessing you because, to be honest, it's not easy what you do. I want
No,
you
it's
to talk
not.
about your film school.
My what?
I know your film school.
Right. Okay.
So I know that you talked about the fact that you give many people opportunities in your movies, first time actors and everything. What of people that want to work behind the camera? Does your film school also teach actresses, or is it only for crew people? What do you do in your film school? Tell us
Yeah.
about
So
it.
Darren Film Academy is everything film and television. But
Okay.
for now, we have basic courses and then master courses to master classes. So we do. Okay. So what happened was in my career, as I started producing films, I started having a number of people, oh, please, please help me behind the camera, in front of the camera. I started having, so same way, I started grooming people. I had the apprenticeship system
Okay.
whereby I was training people on set, and they were not paying me. I was just, even though in my industry, you actually should
To
pay.
pay for
Yes,
yeah.
because
It's like
in,
learning hairdressing is a
yes,
skill.
it's an apprenticeship skill. So
Mm-hmm.
in the Yoruba industry especially, you actually do have to pay and serve for a while before you can actually start
On
working
your
on your
own.
own. So
Okay.
I did that. I've done that for a whole lot of people. A lot of people behind the cameras, in front of cameras. As a matter of fact, in fact, sometimes I don't want to say these things because it almost looks like I'm boasting,
Yeah.
but that's not the thing. I'm actually not boasting. It's the reality of it. I've actually helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've given them opportunities so the film school came about in 2018. And that was because I had helped a lot of people, train them on sets. I mean, for example, there was a guy who worked with me as my hairstylist. He started as my hairstylist on set for years. And then I saw potential in him and I started giving him more responsibilities. I made him my production manager for years. After a while, he started doing set design. As I speak to you today, King of Boys, he was the set
No,
designer for King of Boys.
no
He is the
way.
set designer for Don Jazzy, even though he may not say it outside because now he's a big boy. I don't know. But everybody who knows that it was from my platform that he got the training that he needed to do what he's doing today.
Amazing.
So I had a whole lot of them, and I push people. I don't know. I just have that thing of I don't like people around me to be
You push
mediocre.
me, even me that I'm not in your film school. See, everybody, I've reported this woman to you. People know when I've been talking about one of my friends that pushed me to bring her my last book, that gave me
Oh my
deadline and said that by
gosh!
her birthday it must be out. This is the friend. She's the one, Grace. She's not let me sleep. She's not let me drink water or drop cup. He
Oh
pushed the
my
life out
God!
of me. If I see her
Yes,
message,
no.
my heart will be like, hey, God, hey, Grace, oh my God.
Yeah, so
Yes,
that's the thing about me.
you
I
push
think
people.
it's a calling on my
Yeah.
life, and I see that if I don't do it, I am restless. Even in my place of prayer, it keeps coming. It keeps coming. You need to help this person. You need to do this for that person. Sometimes it's not even a function of um, giving the person a job.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a
Sometimes
function
just
of just having a conversation with this
conversation.
person and channeling the person's life, directing the person. Do you get?
And no joke, the conversation you had with me that day, remember, it was quite random. You just reached out to me and
Yeah,
said, come, babe, you've not written a book in a while. And I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, so I beg, life is busy. She just said, no, it's not like that. What are you
yeah,
working on? And I said, I have like 3 books I'm working on. And she said to
yeah,
me, okay, which ones? Tell me. And I wrote them. She's like, I like the sound of this one. Tell me about it. I
yeah.
told her, I said, okay, this is what you're bringing out. I'm like, eh? In
Diary
method
of a
one. I'm like,
lazy
eh?
woman. Yeah,
And it was crazy, but
I
really, really,
know.
really, really, we did it. The book
I
is out,
know.
and everybody that reads that book, in fact, when you come to my house on Sunday, you are coming this week, collect your copy. I must have sent it to
Hey!
you. I've not sent it to you. Collect your copy. I thought I've even sent it to you already. Everybody that reads that book comes back
Yeah,
to say, oh my God, thank you so much for the writing. And it's
yeah,
like the smallest book I've ever written.
I
But
know.
I think that it was God inspired. I think that
Yeah,
God wanted that book to go out there,
to
and
go
so
on.
it has really, really, really helped people. So thank you for pushing. Anytime you feel the nudge to push, push, oh, push,
Push.
because
You know, the thing about
midwife.
life again is I do push people, not consciously. In fact, as a matter of fact, the majority of times is an unconscious thing that just
That's
happens. And
something you
then
say.
they come back to me and say, do you know that this thing you said actually changed the narrative and it made me change my mind and made me do this and do that and all
In
that.
fact,
And it's not,
full
yeah,
disclaimer. There was something you said. I don't know if I've told you this before.
no,
There was a time that I used to be full of so much resentment. I used to say, "Oh God, my husband was this, my husband was this, was
yeah,
stressing me out and everything." And there was a word you said to me that
yeah.
changed everything. You said to me that, wait, I don't understand. What's the real problem?